Now let's talk about how you can use these XLR audio adapters on the cold shoe of your camera when using CineBack. The first thing you're going to need to do to get this to work is to remove the top cheese plate on CineBack. With that done, we now have two options. First, we can take this cover and install it here using 3 screws like you see here, and that will allow us to use and have access to the hot shoe on the camera once it is installed. The second option is to install the top XLR cheese plate kit, which is available separately at camerafoundry.com. Simply add it to the top of CineBack and install 1 screw here. Next, remove these 2 screws at the back, and then take the cheese plate that is a part of the kit and insert it right here and reinstall those 2 screws here and here. Take 2 3/4 inch bolts and install them here and here. And now you have a top cheese plate that we can use for other gear or handles along with the camera. Then you can install your camera. Now there are several different ways to get this to work, and there's 2 things you need to pay attention to. The first is that since we are going to be using an XLR adapter on top of the camera, we can no longer connect a top cheese plate since it's going to block our cold shoe. So we only have the bottom of CineBack to mount our camera. That means we want at least 2 mounting points to make sure the camera will not twist. The second thing you need to pay attention to is where the actual XLR unit is going to interface with the camera. Do you want to be able to remove it without removing the camera, or are you okay with it kind of being locked in place? And if you're going to use the quick release system, it's not really going to be an issue because you can quick release the camera and then remove the XLR adapter. So for most setups, you can follow the instructions in this video when it comes to what camera and cage combination you have. So using those exact spacers we talked about, you want to go with that because that'll make sure your screen sits perfectly into the screen holder. So start there, and then you're able to adjust the camera. For example, if the camera is too far back and you want to move it forward, you can either adjust where your bolts are going through this bottom cheese plate. Maybe you can slide the entire setup forward, or you can relocate the actual bottom cheese plate itself. There are a couple different positions, so you can actually move this whole plate forward by taking out these 3 bolts here, moving the plate forward a little bit, and then reattaching them. So here's an example where I have a bolt down setup. We have a more compact setup since we're not using the quick release adapter. And if I flip things upside down, you can see I've got 3 contact points with this cage. So it's really rock solid. It essentially turns the camera into a single cinema camera. I've also added a top handle here, and this is a really robust way to go. Unfortunately though, I won't be able to remove the audio unit because there's not enough space. You can see it's going to hit this top cheese plate, so that's really not going to be easily removable without unmounting the camera completely. But hey, if you're going to run a setup like this permanently basically, or very seldomly going to take it apart, this is a good option. Alternatively, you can use a quick release. So here's some footage of that setup. We're following the exact same instructions in this video for that camera and cage combo, and you can simply remove the camera and then take off the audio adapter if needed.